Hey you guys, what is going on? It is Dunbar Snack Bar here with MLB 2K12 and some Chris Rose coming at you here from My Player Mode. Now I told you guys that I was going to go ahead and do a Q&A session for this one. I like doing this with you guys, just being able to connect and answer your guys' questions. And I know some of you guys like getting your name out here said on YouTube here, but we'll kind of go into that here. I was really surprised. Most of them were geared around baseball. But anyway. First one comes from Mike Powell 93, who says the game you're looking forward to the most this year. Hope it makes it on your vid. Yeah, it made it on the vid. Game I was looking forward to the most. That's always really hard because I'm usually more excited about a series taking place. But if it was really one game that I had to choose, it was the Athletics versus the Royals when I went out to Kansas City and watched that game. That's what I was excited for the entire year because I got third row seats right behind the A's dugout, which was pretty cool. The one thing I feel kind of bad I didn't do this, but I didn't wear any A's clothing because I was afraid that somebody was going to say something to me and really make me mad. But I don't know. I didn't do it, but that's probably the one game I was looking forward to most of the season, and that's just kind of more for personal reasons, I guess, than anything else. Ryan SJNL asks, what do you think about the Oakland A season so far, and how do you think they are doing it? I think it's phenomenal. You guys know that when I did the prediction video, I said that if the A's have an 80-win season, I will consider it a success. Man, I was not expecting this. One of the things that I love about the A's, and you'll hear this from a lot of players, is just the clubhouse is so much fun. It's so laid back. And I think for a lot of these guys, it is a very refreshing thing because a lot of these players have been, not sought after by some of the bigger teams. And, that's something that weighs heavily on you. You go through most of your life being one of the elite players. I mean, if you think about every pro player, they were the best one at their high school. Really, really good in college. And here they come and, some of them have gotten cut. Some of them didn't want to get picked up by the A's, but another team didn't work out. But they make it fun, and they make the team just, just a lot more unified than I think that some other teams out there do. Oh, my gosh, great catch. That's what I think that they do to kind of help themselves out. BMAC3, what high school did you go to? What college would you like to have gone to? I went to Lincoln East, graduated in 2003. That's in Lincoln, Nebraska. I went to the University of Nebraska. If I could have gone to any college, though, it would have been something awesome like MIT or something like that. Gosh, maybe even a military academy. But then that would have meant I would have had to serve in the military for a few years, and then that would have meant that I wouldn't have been able to meet my wife. And trust me, I'm all about serving the military and everything like that, but I'd rather have my wife. Let's take a look here to some other ones. Here's one I actually really enjoyed getting. What is the most frustrating thing about doing videos? Well, contrary to popular belief, doing videos here is not always all fun and games. There's a lot of things that kind of do get get me all riled up and get me frustrated a little bit. Mostly because it's just lack of respect. I mean, I try to be the kind of person who's understanding about things and, play by the rules where I can, stuff like that. The two things that really make me mad is, well, actually, there's more than two. One, people spamming me, basically saying, hey, go ahead and play me. Or what's your gamer tag, things like that. And it gets kind of frustrating too because whenever I go through and I, play a video game, there's times that I want to do it to relax. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. Maybe you have a hard day at school or work or something like that, and you come home, you just want to pop on your Xbox and just let loose, just from everything. Well, a lot of times, and this is why I had to turn off all of my notifications on my Xbox. So if people message me, I have no way of knowing. But it would get to the point I would turn on my Xbox and I would get flooded with messages like, play me, play me. And, I would want to play with my friends, like let's say Black Ops or something like that, and I'd have to be in a party with them to be able to play, and people would just come in, and me and my friend, we'd be having like a conversation talking about something very, very serious, and people are coming in saying, "Hey Dunbar, why don't you play me?" The thing is, if I let this, like my videos, be everything that I do on a video game, it makes me lose interest in the video game, because there's something about playing video games that lets me relax, and if I lose that, then video games is no longer fun, doing videos is no longer fun, and I'm done. So I have to be able to separate the two of them. So that's one of the biggest things, is people like spamming me, wanting me to play them all the time. And the thing is too, is I wish I could, but I've had some very bad experiences when I have played with people. If I beat them, they take it the wrong way, or if I lose, they say I'm a horrible, player, things like that, and I basically make up every single video, whatever. So one, that just got ridiculously out of hand. People thought that I was their best friend after I played a game, and so they'd always be asking to play. And then the other thing too is I don't think it's fair to everybody. If I play with some but not everybody else. So I've kind of gotten away from that for now. I mean, that may be something I do later on, but I think, I really want there to be live interaction that takes place between me and the viewer, which is why I'm working on doing more live streams now, so you guys can have that. But I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense for one of the things. The other thing too is people demanding me to do stuff. Now, when I first started doing the channel, it was like, yeah, go ahead and send me a message, and I'll keep a list of all of the games that you guys want me to play, and I'll go ahead and do that. Well, when I first started, that was something that I could do, because I may get 1 or 2 messages a day. That's no problem for my phone. If it goes off, I can read it. That's fine. I had over 100 after, just a few months of doing commentaries, and now it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, people will tweet me, play this game. People will go on Facebook and say, play this game. I haven't been able to do viewer requests for a while because of all of the content that I've been putting up here. Just trying to keep on with the series that I have already. But, and then the other thing too is like, in conjunction with people demanding me to do things is, hey, I know work is busy and I know you're wanting to spend time with your wife or whatever it may be, but play this. Sorry, but my wife and work is far more important than putting a video together. It's just something that I feel I got to focus on, which is why there are days I don't post videos. It's because I'm working on something else that I feel is more important. So when somebody demands that I drop that stuff to play a video game, it does get kind of frustrating. Now, I don't want this to be a down or anything like that here, but I don't know. That's just something that I've noticed here doing videos. You really have to have thick skin to be able to do this, because people are going to say some very, very dumb things. People are going to troll, and I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm starting to call people out on it, because I don't think it's right to be able to do. But anyway, I don't know. I kind of spend a lot more time on that question than I would have liked to, but I think it's kind of important too, because as everybody who comes across asks me about commentaries and stuff like that, I mean, that's something I'm starting to bring up a lot more. Don't expect it to be all fun and games, because it's not. Let's be honest, you guys. I mean, what is there in life that really is entirely fun and games? There's always going to be something that goes wrong. For everything that's good out there, there's also a bad thing that can go in conjunction with it, and that's just what it is. And I thought that was a good question that was posed, so thank you. All right, so I think that's all of the Twitter ones that I have. Ooh, here was another good one. What do you feel, or how do you feel about baseball being taken out of the Olympics? This is going to be probably controversial with some of you. I'm okay with baseball not being in the Olympics. The way that baseball was set up already, it didn't feel like baseball, for us anyway, because baseball takes place during summer. Summer Olympics is going to fall on the same time that the Major League Baseball season is, which we saw already. So a lot of the teams out there don't feel like they should go ahead and send out their best players to play in the Olympics because they could end up losing games because of that. But C-League feels the same way as well. So we didn't have Major League Baseball players out there accurately representing the United States. That was something that was really frustrating because I'm like, oh my gosh, we lose to them. Like if we had, a Justin Verlander on the mound pitching for us, we would have won that game. Or, if we had a Trout or Harper behind the plate, we would have ended up winning that game. It's kind of something that's a little frustrating and disappointing. And the thing is it really wasn't a worldwide event. You got to remember the Olympics isn't here just to serve the American people. It's supposed to be something that unites the world. And if only 8 teams are playing in a tournament to medal here, that's not really that worldwide. Would I like to see it back? Yes, I would. But it's not like I'm in an uproar because it wasn't added in this one or in the next one. Believe it or not, I feel softball actually should be in the Olympics more than baseball is because a lot more countries out there were participating in softball or getting stuff going. But they'll do baseball here, or what they used to do with baseball is it used to be it was kind of like an event where they'd have teams square off against each other, and it was games to familiarize people with the sport. Like there was no medals awarded or anything like that, but people would still play. If it was something like that that came back, I would be okay with it. But I don't know, just my take on it. All right, so now we'll switch over to Facebook. What's my favorite moment from this baseball season and why? It's from Rodney. That's a tough one. There have been a lot of good moments this year. I think it's really been a lot what we've been seeing out of pitching. So I can't really narrow it down to one moment, but this has become another year of the pitcher. I mean, you've got perfect games from Weaver, from Felix Hernandez, and Humber. So, I don't know. It's kind of cool to be able to have 3 in a season. That's unheard of. But I think that's got to be my favorite, too. I mean, there have been some other moments as well. Like, there was a home run that Chipper Jones hit earlier in the season where he just stared people down afterwards. I'm like, my gosh. Chipper Jones is phenomenal. But that kind of ties into the next question here from Zach, or Zachary, I guess. Do you think that the Braves could stay hot and win the NL East? Man, it's going to be tough. The way that the Nationals have been playing all season long, you really got to put a great stretch together to be able to pass those guys. I'm really impressed with where the Braves are right now. I hope that they keep it going, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It's just really tough to say if they're going to go ahead and win the NL East when you take a look at the Nationals and what they're doing right now. I got a lot of respect for the Nationals, too, because at the outset of this season, they were saying that, you know what, these next couple years we're going to be going for it. So they went out and they bought all of this talent. Traded, did whatever they needed to do, and it's working for them. I mean, you look at the opposite here, another example in the NL East of going the other way. You look at the Miami Marlins here, who went up and got a whole bunch of guys as well, spent a ton of money, and it hasn't worked out well for them. So I'm pretty excited about the Nationals. So either way that it goes, I'm going to be excited. Let's see here. Dream matchup in the World Series. Well, to be selfish, it would include the A's. Now, not too long ago here, I mean, we're talking like early 2000s. You would have asked me that, I would have said Cubs and Red Sox, because both of those teams hadn't been in the World Series for a long time. And, by me being a fan of the A's, you guys know I'm all about rooting for the underdog and things like that. And I'm a fan of the game of baseball more than I am a fan of any one team. So I would like to go through and see everybody eventually win the World Series. Let's see if I can find... I want to see what teams have gone the longest without winning. Well, we can look at longest postseason drought. I mean, you got the Chicago Cubs of course, haven't won a championship since 1908. The Indians haven't won since 1948, so that would be a good matchup right there. I'd be all about that. So, yeah, I'll say that. Indians and Cubs, since those two teams haven't won. I'd be rooting for the Cubs, though. Sorry, Indians fans, but 1908, that's crazy. So, actually, White Sox, wait, let's see here. Well, White Sox had a pretty long drought, 1917 to 2005. That's pretty crazy. But, yeah, Cubs and Indians, they've been going the longest here. So, that's my answer to that one. Let's see if there's any other ones on here that I feel would be good for me to go ahead and answer. All right, here's one. Do I think the Cardinals can make a postseason run this year? It's kind of tough for a lot of teams to really make a push now with it here. But, I mean, if you go through and you take a look at the standings here in the NL Central, I mean, it's something here where they're 7 games out against Cincinnati. And the way Cincinnati's been playing, I mean, even without some of their key players, Cincinnati's been doing a great job. 7 games is going to be tough against the Reds. I don't know if they will. If they do end up making it here, it's going to have to be something here where they make a wild card. That could be something I would see, but thankfully, though, with the addition here of having 2 wild card teams, I think, you know, if they do make it, they're going to fill that. I don't think they're going to win the division or anything, but I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Cardinals. Maybe they will make a push late. I'm not saying it's out of the question. I'm just saying it's going to be difficult. It can be done, but anyway, those are the questions that I have got for you. I like this a lot, where I answer you guys' questions. I'm going to have to do this a little bit more often here as well, so be on the lookout, you guys. Facebook, Twitter, you guys can respond to it there whenever I go ahead and post. Hey, I'm going to be doing a Q&A on YouTube, just so that way you guys can kind of know where it's at, and I can have it all in one place for me to be able to answer you guys' questions. But I appreciate you sending those in, and I appreciate you watching this. I know I didn't go over commentary on this one. It wasn't pretty. You can see I went 4.2 innings, but anyway, thank you again for watching, you guys. Feel free to subscribe if you guys haven't already. You guys also know you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter. That's what I've been talking about. But anyway, thanks again, you guys, as always. I hope you have a good one.